inside the biggest fitness industry scams. This should be an interesting video. Let's get into it.
15% discount code. My Little Pumpkin, it's time for you to mature it a little bit. The fitness industry is a big fucking scam.
There's nothing fitness gurus won't do to make a quick buck. They'll sell you fake lifestyle. They'll sell you false promises. They'll say whatever it takes to squeeze their audience dry. But even scammers have a code. Because if you're going to build an empire, even one built on lies, you still need loyal people around you. People who trust you and think you trust them. And out of everyone we've covered so far and everyone we're about to cover, there's one guy who sits at the bottom of the barrel. Not just a scammer, a traitor. This is Big Boy, aka Jake Johns.
You know, I used to watch a lot of these guys and look up to them and think, wow, what would it be like to be in their position? And I'm learning what things I have to do to get there. You know, if I don't gain a lower following, a loyal customer base, and I cannot be real doing it, I guess I'll never have it. Because it's just something you have to be at peace with if it means keeping your integrity. It seems like the most snaky, deceptive people win this world. I hate to say it. I hate to be that person to sound and come across as negative, but you do the work, you train, you're honest doing it, you don't see the result. But you see people like this deceiving people, lying to people for years, and getting glory from it. Why is it that the truth comes out 10, 20 years later? Why can't it just come right away? Anyways, me venting a little bit. Let's get back into it.
Big Boy didn't blow up on his own. His platform was handed to him by Rich Piana. Rich brought him into the spotlight, put him in front of the camera, and featured him heavily on the 5% Nutrition channel. And overnight, Big Boy went from local lifter to global fitness celebrity. And Big Boy didn't want to stay in Rich's shadow, so he launched his own clothing brand. And Rich supported him.
Yeah, he gave me his blessings. Like, yeah, go ahead, Big Boy. I got no problem with that. Like I said, when you wanted your own clothing, all good.
No drama, no jealousy, just support. At least, that's how it should have gone. Because according to Big Boy, Rich randomly started beef with him for no reason.
I went about and started doing that, and I guess it bothered you. You know what I mean? Even though he gave me the permission, not that I need permission, but out of respect, I got his permission. Yeah, out of loyalty and respect. If he would have said no, maybe my answer or what I would have done would have been different. You know what I mean? But he gave me the blessings. Go ahead, Big Boy, do that.
And that's where the story stops making sense. Not long after, someone from Rich Piana Circle stepped in and explained what really happened.
Because he was, and I ain't gonna say allegedly, because Rich didn't like the fact that he was at the booth trying to move gear.
Gear is another word for steroids. And Rich was furious because Big Boy was pushing that kind of stuff openly.
That's another thing that drives me nuts. I've trained so many clients, or so many people, I can't say clients because, well, I've trained so many people between the ages of 17 to 65. One of the biggest things I preach is stay natural, sustainable, don't take shortcuts. You will eventually win. I kind of get angry when I say that to people and they're so discouraged. Progress isn't coming faster. They're not hitting the results they want immediately. And then I'm watching people like this lie to you about being natural, cheat behind closed doors, get the lifts, get the glory, get the followers, get the clients. People buy their stuff. And even after all the truth came out, people still follow. People still remain. That's what drives me nuts. That's what drives me nuts. I'm not the type to wish badly on anybody, but if you do people wrong, the wrong thing should happen to you, right? It doesn't seem to be that way.
time when it could bring serious heat, not just for Big Boy, but for everyone connected to him. So Rich cut him off. And Big Boy didn't just walk away. He went for revenge. And he went for it in the most brutal way possible.
Big Boy sent his fucking goons to Rich Piana's house when he wasn't home. Him and Sarah, I think they were married at the time. He sent his fucking goons to the house. And in the house, his dogs were there, Sarah's dogs were there, and there was a kid watching the dogs. They tied up the fucking kid, all right, in the chair for hours, while they robbed everything in Rich's house. They took his steroids, his drugs, his cash. They even tried to
Crazy.
get the fucking safe he had in there.
Big Boy allegedly manipulated Rich's wife into stealing from the company, which ended in Rich divorcing her.
All I did was fucking do good things for you, take care of you. And in return, you fucking fuck me? Yeah, Big Boy stole me, but he's not. We're not married. We don't live together. We're not having sex every night. We didn't agree to fucking be partners. We didn't fucking agree to love each other forever. We didn't fuck. Are you fucking kidding me? You're a million times worse than Big Boy.
And after Rich's demise, Big Boy kept growing, helped by the crew.
Man, I don't want to make this about fitness, but it's just so hard to trust people nowadays, man. It's just so hard. It really is. If you have family that you're cool with, hold on to that, because outside of that, everybody else, man, if that opportunity comes to turn their back on you, they will. They will. So many people stab me in the back. That's why I just prefer solitude. As long as I have my family, that's what matters to me. Because all these cliques, friendships, I'm even looking at two of them right now, Pitbull and the leader of this crew. He turned his back on Pitbull. It's just, solitude is the way. If you cannot learn how to be alone, you'll be tough for you, really. It's just so hard to trust.
That made his channel work, Pitbull Torres and Big Wicked. But here's the pattern with guys like this. They don't change. Even after the views, even after the money, Big Boy kept flexing his new lifestyle while the people around him got crumbs.
I never got paid for a YouTube video. Like, no one got paid for YouTube videos.
Millions of views.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Like, for years.
And so that's a lot of money, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
And so he wasn't cutting nobody no love?
Nobody.
Pitbull Torres finally came out with his own side in April 2025. He said he wasn't even paid a fraction of what Big Boy was pulling in.
Basically, like I said, the first year he was paying me $250 a month.
Wow, that's it?
$250. Yeah.
Okay, but that's the beginning of
And
the shit on the thing.
so he's like, eventually we'll pay more, right? Second year, it goes $500. And not to mention the promo code money was like, I was making like 10% of like whoever uses my code, and he was like, hey bro, you're gonna like see how many sales you have each month. It'll be all recorded, you know, so you can see how much you're making. Bro, I never made more than like in the first year. It was like I was getting little $70 checks, $80 checks. So I'm not even making $300. I'm barely making $300 a month, if anything, the first year. Second year goes to $500, and then the third year $750, fourth year $750, and I'm just like, bro,
$750 a month.
yes.
And eventually, Pitbull left to build his own thing. The exact same move Big Boy made after Rich. Only this time, there was no blessing.
Because he went behind my back and didn't allow anyone to know what he was doing and snuck around us, that's what really hurt me, and to me, lost my respect. I mean, he lost any respect that I had.
Big Boy responded by trashing him, and fans...
Look at this clown. The same thing he did to Rich Piana. Look at this hypocrite. As soon as I found out what he did, I unfollowed everything. People that follow this guy, I have questions on your morals. I have questions about you as a character. I hate to say it.
Noticed $250 to $750 a month when your so-called friend is driving a Lambo and walking around with $5,000 in his sock. He then gets upset because you choose to do your own thing, shows he was never your friend, and should be a message to anyone considering working with him. But the real ugliness here isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in what he did the second people stopped being useful. When Big Wicked, a fan favorite and a pillar of the channel, tragically passed away, his family had to start a GoFundMe just to afford a proper funeral. And Big Boy, being the generous friend he is, donated.
What was it, like a $500 donation on the GoFundMe?
Yeah. And like, I was, like I said, Big Boy's homie, and like, he would always talk about pocket change. Like, you don't got 5-10 grand in your sock, that's sock money. Like, that's nothing. You know, he has money. So like I said, I know him, and like I know the money's not a problem. So the fact that like he would even put that on a GoFundMe, like, I mean, that's all retarded. I mean, come on, bro. Like, obviously, some people are gonna screenshot what you put in. Like, you know, that's like, I would have. He probably didn't know. He for sure didn't notice that. I mean, didn't know that, or else he would put way more. You know. And then people still called him out, and he still didn't care.
But it gets worse. He allegedly kept monetizing tribute videos about his deceased friend, pocketing the ad revenue instead of sending it to the grieving family.
I mean, the fact that.
How can you watch a video like this and just... I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't have hope in people, but come on, man. I don't mean to sound like this, but you're just giving me a lot of deja vu in so many different ways. That validates why solitude is so important. How can you do that? How? The person is dead and you're profiting off his death.
He made a video like R.I.P. Wicked, like Wicked's family's not getting this YouTube money. Why are you making a video about someone that your homie that passed away?
And that money should have been getting funneled to the family. 100%.
That whole video for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You make money off the views like forever.
And now, Big Boy's channel has fallen off hard. He's barely pulling a fraction of the views he used to. And a lot of viewers can't help but enjoy watching it happen.
Good.
Big Boy is the only one. Because just like him, Larry Wheels...
Good. If you're that type of person, piggyback off someone's death? Come on, man. Like, we're people here. What if it was you? You know, I'm not a perfect person. I have my faults. I've done things wrong, and I'll continue to do things wrong. But to profit, to do that? Come on.
Also schemed one of his closest friends to satisfy his own selfish desires. In the fitness industry, Larry Wheels has always been the gold standard for freakish strength. With over 5 million followers, Larry built an empire by selling one thing above everything else: honesty.
So I can't attribute all my success to PEDs, but I know that they have made a significant impact on my physique and my achievements in feats of strength.
He was the guy who didn't hide anything. The guy who told you the truth when everyone else was performing. But here's the problem. Sometimes the truth isn't courage. Sometimes it's camouflage. Because the first real crack in Larry's image didn't come from a failed lift. It came from a confession.
The last, I want to say, 8 months, every single month, I have been spending any and every last bit of extra money that I have come in monthly on campsites, on online paid porn.
Larry admitted he was spending nearly 5 figures a day on adult sites, so much that he went broke. He claimed he had no savings and even had a negative bank balance, despite making millions a year from YouTube and his company, PR Lifestyle. To a lot of fans, that confession made him look even more real, even more respectable. My man has talked about his past drug addiction, steroids, personal issues, and now his porn addiction. One of the most honest men in this business. And that's why it worked, because I'm honest became a shield. But being broke from a webcam addiction was just the beginning. Larry needed money. Fast. Specifically, he needed a down payment for a dream mansion. And that's when the so-called transparency kings...
My goodness, this is what it takes to be to flourish? Are you kidding me? All the stuff they told us about working hard, making sure you're consistent, study your craft, be an aspiration, like... Come on, man. This is what it takes? I don't even want it anymore, if this is what it takes.
Started moving like a con artist. In 2024, Daniel, someone from Larry's own team and a close friend, was approached with an offer. Buy into the company. Daniel agreed. He paid $50,000 in exchange for 3% ownership of PR Lifestyle.
So for the first few months, Larry paid him a few $1,000s every month. You know, Daniel was excited about making some money. And he even encouraged him. He sent him a text saying, listen, I ordered over $5 million in product for Black Friday alone. So Daniel, you know, he's thinking this was a great decision he made.
Sounds like a normal investment, right? Except a few months later, that decision turned into Daniel's worst nightmare. Because once Larry got the mansion, the monthly payments to Daniel allegedly stopped.
After the first few months, all of a sudden, stopped paying him, no matter how much money the company was making. And Daniel reached out to him a bunch of times, asking, you know, where's the payment? I need the money for this. I have electricity, you know, I gotta pay for electricity in my house, you know, I didn't get payment. Where is it? And every time I reach out to him, Larry just jerked him off.
And the situation got so bad that Daniel had no choice but to file a lawsuit against Larry, claiming damages from breaches of contract. Fans couldn't believe it. How could you even look at yourself after knowingly scamming and ripping off someone close to you? And what made it worse is that this wasn't a random customer getting burned. This was someone inside the circle, someone who trusted him. According to the allegations, Larry used the investment money for his personal home instead of...
I did not know this. That's crazy, man. Goodness. This is depressing, man. Everybody you looked up to turns out to be a snake.
Business, and didn't disclose that's what the money was really for. And while the case is still ongoing, whether Larry faces legal consequences is one thing, but in the court of public opinion, the verdict is already in, because in the end, Larry Wheels proves something brutal. You can confess your inner demons all day and still be a fraud. But while Larry hid behind a persona of honesty, Ashton Hall didn't even have that. He got exposed for lying, and the internet watched it happen in real time. But before Ashton joined the dark side, he was just trying to survive. He wasn't a superstar. He wasn't rich. He was just a regular guy looking for stability. So he took the safe route. He got a job as an instructor at LA Fitness. And on the side, he did what millions of other people do. He posted every day, grinding social media, chasing a break that never seemed to come until it did.
I started pushing content on a day-to-day basis. And my friends were looking at me like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Just looking at me like I was weird and crazy. And I was like, you know what, like this is gonna work, bro. I'm gonna just keep pushing the content,
And it came in the weirdest way possible.
So looking at it, bro, we gotta go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
Ashton's goofy, almost surreal morning routine somehow hit the algorithm like a lightning strike. It spread way beyond fitness. And suddenly, millions of people who didn't care about lifting knew his name. Hundreds of millions of views later, Ashton wasn't just a guy online anymore, he was a viral character. But the moment someone blows up that fast, the questions start. Because even early on, people could feel something was off.
The cherry on top is when he jumps in the pool and you can see the time change from 7:36 a.m. to 7:40, which means he stays in the air for 4 whole minutes, and this is what he had to say about it.
I was really in the air for 4 minutes.
There is no light reflecting in his eyes. So I'm gonna head over to a monitor and see what happens. Alright, so I'm telling somebody how they're gonna go from 10 to 20 grand, and oh my gosh. What? Who is this guy?
And instead of dialing it back, he leaned in. He kept posting the same routine. Only now it was getting more ridiculous every time. And while the internet was busy clowning on him, Ashton was busy winning. Views, comments, shares, sponsors, momentum.
I'm a marketing genius, I would like to say. For being honest, I'm great with marketing. I know how to get the crowd going, right? But this is something I actually do, something that I truly believe in.
And once he realized he had a real audience, not just followers, but attention, he started thinking bigger.
So basically, with online coaching, you come in, we give you a workout plan, we give you a nutrition plan, and you also have a designated coach, right? So one of my coaches...
You know, when I first started online coaching back in 2020, when the COVID year, I did it because people couldn't get in the gym. People needed help, and they didn't know how to stay in shape while being inside all day, not having access to a gym. That's why I started it. And I use social media to help me garner the people that are looking for that. Now, these guys are on the internet showing you a lifestyle, showing you things to get your attention. And it's becoming oversaturated to the point I don't even want to do it anymore. Like, I hate to say that, but if you're an online coach now on the internet, what really makes you stand out from the rest? Because it seems to be a repeat. Everybody is doing it. You know. Anyways.
shape and whatnot. And I oversaw the process, and I'll hop on the Zoom calls as a group and stuff like that. And I realized, okay, cool, like, you know, why just go for 10 people when I could help the world get in shape? I feel like my calling was to help the world at that point.
That's where the story turns. Because...
And the funny thing about him saying that, how are you helping people? by showing them a lifestyle. You're not providing information on how to stay in shape, what things to eat, what workouts to do. You're showing people fancy, clickbaity stuff. How are you helping people? How? And these are the people trust for some reason. Virality doesn't mean trust. Virality doesn't mean credibility in terms of being able to help you. It may mean social status, credibility in that way, but how does it help you? But anyways, let's keep going.
The morning routine guy wasn't just doing skits anymore. He started selling something, promising results, offering services. And that's when the first serious exposés landed. Greg Doucette called Ashton out for scanny tactics.
His morning routine, he wakes up at 3:50. It takes him 4 hours to finish his morning routine. How much of that morning routine was talking to all of his clients?
Yeah.
200 clients.
Yeah.
Paying $10,000 a person.
And it didn't stop at opinions. Greg also brought up the experience of one of Ashton's clients, Chris Weaver, who allegedly didn't receive what he was promised.
He paid them money to get setters and closers to try to help him make some money. I never, in bold, got setters who cold DM for me, and the setters they gave me ghosted me after about a week.
Chris eventually got a refund, but only after someone as big as Greg got involved. And that's the scary part. Because if it takes a high-profile influencer to get your money back, how many other people are still stuck fighting behind the scenes? Then, another influencer stepped in, Nick Trigilli.
Because this guy's not going to tell you the truth. He's on PEDs. I mean, let's be honest. How can you trust someone that wears their AirPods in the shower? Come on. This guy's supposed to be intelligent? It's only a matter of time until this idiot is behind bars. And yeah, I said it, locked up, and I'm going to explain why. After my reel the other day, I got dozens of these DMs, stealing $7,000 to $10,000 from God knows how many people. This guy couldn't even hire me because he has no money left because he took a loan out to hire Ashton and he disappeared.
Nick called Ashton out too, and that video exploded, passing 3 million views on Instagram. And that's when Ashton shifted from influencer mode to legal mode. He sent Nick a cease and desist.
Ashton Hall had his lawyer send me a cease and desist last night at midnight. They want me to take down the video where I shared screenshots of people that were allegedly scammed by him. And they're trying to say right here that it's entirely false and there's no truth to any of these statements. So I'm not going to take the video down.
And unsurprisingly, after that notice, Nick removed the Ashton videos from his Instagram. But the problem didn't go away. More clients started asking for refunds, and Ashton's team reportedly went into overdrive trying to silence the complaints.
And I could see people complaining that they didn't get any service at all.
That's crazy, man.
The service that they thought they were going to get according to the contract, right? And then I also noticed that people were also complaining that anytime they said they want to cancel their membership and ask for a refund, their messages were magically being deleted.
After the legal threat, Nick's lawyers addressed it publicly on YouTube.
Ashton Hall built a brand telling people to embrace adversity, push through pain, and not be soft. But when someone jokes about his water-drenched hustle cosplay, he folds like all the other roided-up charlatans in Miami. My piece of advice to you, Ashton, for what it's worth, if you're selling a lifestyle based on manufactured adversity, maybe don't fold the moment someone makes fun of you.
At that point, the title.
And this becomes a problem to every other coach out there online. It's oversaturated, I did say that, but there is some honest ones out there. And it makes it hard for them to get people. Because when you see stuff like this, it's hard to trust anything and anyone anymore. Even though that person may be qualified to help you. And AI is here. I didn't even mention that.
Ashton finally got the virality he'd been chasing, but it came with a price he wasn't ready to pay. Because when the internet turns on you, it doesn't just stop watching, it watches harder. And Ashton isn't the only one who torched his reputation for money. Because just like Ashton, Connor Sinan ruined everything just to make a few extra bucks. Connor markets himself as the owner of a clothing brand called Retaliation Project, an edgy, streetwear-fueled fitness brand built for the self-proclaimed alphas who want to break the norms.
Retaliation Project dropped today at 5 p.m. EST. I love you guys. Thank you guys for helping me out.
And at first glance, it looks like it's working. Some people genuinely like the products. But then, you look a little closer and the complaints start stacking up fast. I have done 2 orders from the Retaliation Project, none of which came in yet. I've been waiting for one of the orders for 2 months already, and it hasn't shipped yet. Ordered 2 items of clothing a year ago. Got nothing. Spoke to support multiple times. They kept promising they will send my order. Never came. Absolute scam. Do not buy from them. And those aren't rare. Hundreds of customers have left similar reviews on Trustpilot. People waiting months, getting ghosted by support, and walking away feeling like they got straight up robbed. So naturally, fans started going directly to Connor, trying to get a real answer. But instead of owning it, Connor deflects. He even tries to paint himself as the victim, claiming he's only a percentage owner, trying to distance himself from the mess, while still keeping RP CEO in his bio, using the brand identity to drive more sales. And the reason orders take forever? It isn't mysterious. It's business. What actually happens is Connor delays shipments and stacks multiple small orders together so they can ship everything at once in a larger container. This allows them to get bulk shipping discounts and reduce their cost per unit. That's why delivery takes so long. They're holding your order until they can bundle it with enough orders to make it cheaper for them. So, your shirts show up 4 months later, and by then the hype is gone. The limited drop energy is dead, and Connor's already promoting the next one.
Took 3 months for the hoodie, which is already like, holy fuck, and then it came shit quality, and then it took 7 months. Almost like a fucking baby could have almost been like completely created in a woman before they sent the fucking t-shirt.
And to make it worse, it's not like people are waiting months for some carefully crafted original designs. Fans say Connor barely puts effort into the clothes, often copying tags from famous anime like Bleach and Berserk, and then can't even deliver the basics on time. So yeah, people started asking the obvious question: why the fuck are people spending their money on this shit? And other people walked away with the only lesson that matters. Don't order your clothes through a cringe IG influencer's company. But as bad...
Man, that's the problem, though. That's the problem. Not every influencer on IG is cringe, and it's a scammer and a liar. That's the thing. It makes it hard for the honest people doing it. These clowns make it hard for the ones doing it honestly. This is what makes me so... deep breaths.
This Connor's operation is, it's nothing compared to what Britney Dawn was running.
Welcome back to my channel.
Good morning, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. You guys have probably noticed the ungodly amount of hate. I made things right, and I did whatever it took to make things right.
Britney Dawn facing new legal trouble, being sued by the state of Texas.
Sold a variety of fitness packages with promises of personalized nutritional guidance, costing customers up to $300.
Dangerous advice.
What is
They
that?
didn't get what they paid for.
That exercise does nothing. These are the people listen to. I can already see that it's not optimal. And it was barely a second.
How am I getting great because I'm not losing weight? I make mistakes. And that's what this video is here to do, to address.
You need African parents. You get a good slap in your face if you do anything stupid. That at least puts fear in you to do anything wrong.
To say that I'm sorry.
In the mid-2010s, Britney Dawn rose fast, not as a typical fitness influencer, but as the eating disorder soldier. Her whole brand was built on one powerful idea: I've been through it, and I can help you through it too. In March 2014, she launched BeDawnFit.com, claiming it promoted a holistic approach to health, including flexible dieting, effective training, balanced living, and community support. And because she's openly shared her own eating disorder history, she didn't just gain followers, she gained trust. Over 1 million people across Instagram and TikTok started seeing her as the safe fitness coach, the one who understood. But behind the polished photos was a business model that was as empty as the promises. Britney's main product was individualized fitness and nutrition plans. From anywhere between $92 and $250, she promised one-on-one coaching, customized macronutrient calculations based on your goals, and weekly check-ins. And for a lot of women, especially women trying to recover, that wasn't just a purchase. That was dependence. They were trusting her with their health.
I was just, kind of desperate to do something, to change something, to feel good about myself.
That's what makes what happened next so dark. Because instead of true coaching, clients say they received copy-paste plans, generic templates that weren't just lazy, they were dangerous. One client claimed she was eating less than a child would eat each day.
It was terrible, mind-blowing advice, dangerous advice.
There was no person.
I've trained a lot of women, mainly in the mid-20s to mid-50s, right? And the common thing that I see in respects to food, especially for the ones that didn't or had trouble losing weight is they ate way too little. I'm talking less than 1,000 calories. Like, you cannot do that. There's no way your body trusts you when you eat that little. Your body will go on starvation mode, hold on to everything, and destroy your metabolism. Your metabolism is shut down when you're not eating enough. So what I do is spike the calories up to about 1,500, reverse diet all the way up to a certain point. They feel full again and their fat burning is started over. Because, like I said, a lot of women are starving themselves and they're being lied to by people like this. Long story short. Anyways, let's keep going.
If you were 5'2" trying to gain weight, you got the same plan as someone who was 5'10" trying to lose it. One client alleged that Britney's plan pushed her back into her eating disorder instead of helping her escape it. And when clients reached out with questions, the weekly check-ins allegedly didn't exist. Instead, Britney was accused of ignoring emails, blocking critics, and keeping the money. In 2022, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit against her, alleging she failed to provide the personalized services she promised and profited from it. And Britney's response only made people angrier. Instead of owning it, she deflected, blaming the workload, not the business model.
I messed up. I didn't hire on people. I didn't hire on help. I didn't ask for help. If I could go back and fix it, I absolutely would. Because it was never my intention to hurt anyone. I wanted to help
What do you
women.
mean your intention? You lie to people. You didn't customize anything. You copy paste the stuff from Google Images. Come on.
And I did help women. I had over 5,000 clients. Over 50 was a...
Yeah. This is the types that people reward. Anyway, man.
5,500, something like that. Over 5,500 clients that I helped.
Her mistake was creating a business in the first place, with no qualifications whatsoever. One thing is sharing your weight loss and things like that. Another is to do what she did. Still, even in an apology video, if we want to call it that, still playing the victim, still acting like the whole thing is something that happened to her. And in the end, apologizing wasn't enough.
Anyway, I'm going to stop the video there, but I hope you took something from this video. I'm just disappointed with what social media is becoming. Not just in fitness, but in a lot of things. And you have to verify before you trust. Do your research. Take your time. Get to know the person you're watching before you place your money down and trust these individuals to provide you service. You just need to do more homework. And not just as far as getting a coach, but anything really. Like, it's just hard to trust nowadays. Anyways, I'll stop there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned. God bless.